Hello everyone. Previously we talked about the initialization methods. Now let's talk about the BeanPostProcessor. They are a way to initialize and play with our beans during the startup of our application. So let's create our first BeanPostProcessor. It has to extend to implement the BeanPostProcessor interface. And we implement two methods. So as their name suggests, one method will be called before the initialization of our bean, and one will be called after the initializations of our bean. So what I mean by initialization is all the initialization methods. So we can consider this as, again, two more methods to initialize our beans. The only difference with the bean post processor is that it affects all the beans in the application container. So this will not affect only our email service, but it will affect every single bean. So let's see this live. So let's just add a message here. And finally, we declare it as a bean. So there is a little trick here. I will discuss about it later. And let's run our application. Okay, so for every single bean, our initialization methods inside the bean post processor are called. And also for beans that do not have any special initialization method implemented, we are still having this output. Concerning our bean, you can see the constructor and the dependency injection come always first. Then our bean post processor comes into play, our initialization method, and then we close by the bean post processor. So as you can see, this concerns all the beans, so this is not specific to only our bean as we saw earlier. So if this bean post processor processes all the beans, it makes sense for the application container to create it first. We will see that Spring will create our bean post processor before every other bean. So, and here it is, we create our bean post processor before the others. and we don't have any other bin created aside these ones, so the bin postprocessor come first. However, this is also a bin, and it makes sense for Spring to create this configuration first before this bin postprocessor. So this configuration may not be processed by this bin postprocessor. So that's why it makes sense for bin postprocessor to be annotated with static. So in this way, we can make sure that this email configuration will also be processed by our bin postprocessor. We can define multiple bin postprocessors, and we can order them by implementing the ordered interface. The lower this returned integer is, the highest the priority of the bin postprocessor. One bin postprocessor that you might need to know is this common annotation bin postprocessor. It recognizes and processes all the bins annotated with initialization annotations like post-construct and pre-destroy that we saw in the previous video, and also all the ones defined in the GSR 250. Thank you very much. The next video will be about the bin factory postprocessor. If you have any question or you need some more details, please just ask in the comments.